Alright, we're back. Now screwing around. Let's put this thing together. We'll see it works after we get everything buttoned up like it's supposed to be. Okay. Goes. The other carburetors, you can test stuff like that off when it's not assembled, but the way the S&S has a screw that holds the float bowl goes through the auxiliary pump. Pretty much have to have it tight to keep it not from leaking, so. So I push fluid out when they tighten the screw down. Oh well, hopefully it works now. Find out in a couple minutes. Okay. Appears to be working. Which sort of pump am I giving it? Quite a bit. Got the screw adjusted up quite a ways, so it's getting almost full auxiliary pump. Alright. Wipe this all down so I can see if it's going to leak or not. Hopefully nothing leaks. Otherwise we will be back to fix it. Okay. That's how you do it. Find out if it leaks, then you come back. Alright. Alright, we're back. So, go ahead and put the carb on the bike. I want to make sure these bolt holes are good first. So these two bolts that came out, they're all full of crud. A lot of dried up crap on them. So I'll put a little assembly lube on the threads to lubricate them. You can also use WD-40, CRC, spit on it, whatever you want to use. We just want to make sure these go in there nice and easy like they're supposed to and not fighting me. Halfway decent. Went down to that bottom now. This one bottoms out against the side of the float bowl. So if you keep tightening, it goes through the float bowl. This one goes up inside the circuits inside here. If you keep tightening up, you destroy the carburetor by crushing all that area through there. Or it'll actually split right through here and pull the whole damn carb apart. Neither one of those two things is very good. So I'd recommend you don't do that. Okay, those work a lot better than they did. See how they're flat bottomed in there? Not a lot of depth in there, so you always gotta make sure you got the right length bolts in there. These are equal, so they're both the same. Alright. So what I do is I put these up here in the manifold. Oh, we gotta fix that other problem up in there. We have this seal right here that vacuum tap off here. It's not very good. Once I broke it free, it's just loose. It's not tight. So if it's loose, it's going to leak. Pretty much how all of this stuff works. If it's loose, it leaks. Well, you can probably put a little monkey goop on there and put it right back down. That probably would seal it up again. Assuming it's not blown out the top here. So you'll look to see if it's cracked or screwed up on the top. Appears to be alright, but it is definitely hard. So we don't like hard ones. So I'm going to go back over here and get some better components here. Here's my new ones I had. There's a bag of new stuff floating around here somewhere. I knew I had them out. There they are. A few of them in here. Hopefully these are the right ones. Well, taller looking, but we'll see how they fit. So there's your vacuum port right here. So I want this to fit in there nice and snug on there. Appears to be good and snug. There you go. That'll work. Good and plugged. Here's our 2 Allen bolts. So they come into the back side here. We get our seal right here. Let's get a bunch of something on there. I'm not sure what it is. Corrosion, gunk, puke, who knows. Take my super scraper and knock off the high spots. This kind of crap coming off. Nice and smooth now. Wipe everything off. Bolts back through. Okay, so you got a smooth side and you got a side with the rubber seal on it. Make sure the rubber goes against the metal. You never have rubber against rubber. Why does that not go in there? Be a bunch of monkey goop on there. Huh. Okay, that's supposed to slide down. Yeah, it's got a bunch of buildup in there. You can see it. Yeah. I don't know what that junk is, but it's in there. Good crusty stuff there. Doesn't want to come out, whatever it is. It's coming out all over the footboard down here, though. I don't know what that stuff is. It's some kind of junk. So we can go over here and get our file. This will take care of the problem. Smells like dried up gas. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's supposed to go all the way through, see? So now we know what size it's supposed to be. There you go. Good to go. We'll be back. Alright, we're back again. Okay, let's see. We left off on this when the last phone call rang. Oh, look at that. You get the mucky junk out of the damn hole, it works. Okay, so whenever that goop was in there, it wasn't very good. Okay, oh, I almost screwed up. O-ring goes to the inside because metal, rubber against metal, not plastic against metal. And I do know it's a phenolic spacer, not plastic. Okay, now we got a carbonator. See, we have rubber against metal or phenolic. We got throttle cables to put on too. Throttle cable a little bit easier to put on right now than later. So if you put these on right now, it's a little bit easier. So looks like it's pre-bent. Goes in there. We got this one down here. Easy to take the spring and put it down here first. The cable doesn't have to go in, but the spring does. You go down here, get this started in here, which is not always the easiest thing to do. Pop goes in, goes back up, and like that. Damn, gas fumes. Alright, so that's all hooked up now. Throttle works. There we go. Now we can go in. Figure where these throttle cables go. That looks good right there. Alright, as far as I can do that way, I'm going to go on the other side and tighten bolts up. So you got to do that from the far side. Sounds pretty important when you say far side, doesn't it? We'll be on the other side of the bike. Alright. Okay, carb's tight. Okay. Oh, forgot something. I forgot this stupid ass tube right here. It's in the way. It goes over there. Yeah, we'll see how flexible it is. Flexible enough to get in there. That's all that matters. Okay. Let's see. I'll put that under or over. I'm going to go under. Okay, I got a new piece of hose here. And I cut the same length as the old one, which is way too short. Figures. That's why you don't cut things until you know for sure what you're going to be doing. It still fits, it just doesn't hang down low like I like it. It's going across the fins instead of not against the fins. Trying to get me. Okay, like that. Always put the clamp to the back. So when you got the air cleaner on here, you got access to it. If you put it the other way, you don't have access to it. Okay, make sure it's tight. good. Alright, now if we're lucky we put fuel in there, it doesn't leak. Is it going to leak? We don't know. And that includes flooding over. Let's find out what happens. Fuel on. Not leaking yet, is it? Doesn't appear to be. On reserve just in case. Didn't have enough fuel in it to be on main. Appears we're not leaking. There we go. This did a good job. No leaks. Perfect. We gotta see if the accelerator pump will work. And we gotta adjust the throttle cables up here too. So these up here, way up here. First thing I do, I adjust out the pull cable. We have a lot of free play up in here. And we adjust out the other one a little bit further also. Take this one out further yet. Okay, I look down here at the carburetor and you see where you're at. So the pull cable is the one that's way in the back. So you want to make sure it's not full tight, but it's didn't have a lot of slack in it. Next thing, you gotta make sure you're getting full throttle. So you go wide open and see it's not quite getting full throttle. You can see there. See it's right here, and I push it down a little bit more. Get where you can see it maybe. Shouldn't move. See how it moves further? Means we're not getting full throttle. So that means you go up here and take more free play out of the main cable. So it's got a lot of, we're going to run out of thread here pretty soon. Okay, so we got a little bit of free play in there now. Okay, I could take more out if I had to, but I don't want to. Okay, now you check to make sure it's got full throttle. So it does. Yep, all the way now. Okay, we have a leak now over here somewhere. Appears the accelerator pump is leaking. Where the hell is that coming out of? It's coming out of the seal right under here. It's not going out the top. Yeah. So it is coming out the top, but the pressure, it's also blowing out the bottom down here. So it's not a good sign when you're leaking like that. That's bad actually. So that means I got to take the carburetor back off and do something about getting better seal. Those O-rings are not sealing up like they're supposed to. So it doesn't leak under normal pressure, but the accelerator pump makes a lot of pressure and it blows right past. Those seals might seal up over time, but they're not now, so that doesn't work. Okay, so we'll have to do something about those. Okay, now I got the carburetor getting full throttle. Now we're going to take up our slack on the other cable, the idle cable, which is this one. Make sure it's all the way in the down inside of here, so it has clearance in here, quite a bit of clearance. So now you go up here and you take out a bunch of free play up here. So I tighten it up until the throttle sticks like it is right now. Throttle's open right now. So if you look inside the carburetor in there, you can see how it's open. So then I go up here and adjust the idle cable until the throttle closes, like that. Give a little extra, make sure it gets what it wants. It's working pretty good. Wipe off the excess fluid. Okay, so I got the throttle cables adjusted up high to what they need to be up here. So you can see how far they're adjusted out. This one's way out. This one's only a little bit out. Now you also want to do this while you got this thing at full lock. Right now we're straight ahead. When you go full lock, it might change on us a little bit. We don't have a lot of free play in here yet, so I'm going to go ahead and give about half a turn more. There, I got a bit of free play in there now. I like having a little bit of free play. You can also see the free play on the inner cable right here. Right there. That's free play. So that gives me what I want. Okay, so that gets me about where I want these to be at. So then you go ahead and take the adjusters and run them all the way out. Lock them down. I'll leave them loose for now so they can be adjusted on the fly. There you go, tighten them up a little bit. So once I get off the rack, I'll see if the throttle sticks. If so, I can readjust those a little bit. Okay, so at this point we would be good, except we have a leak. One of those O-rings is leaking, the one under pressure, and it's making a mess. Other than that, everything else in the carburetor is good to go. But oh well, a leak is a leak. We got to fix it. All right, we'll be back. I'm going to go and fix my problem.